I first thought, oh, nice. And then I thought, wait a minute. Is there one single story in my life that I haven't already told you? I can't imagine. You see, I tell stories. Lots of them. All the time. Because stories help us relate and understand things. Novels, plays, poems, essays tell stories, present arguments, pose questions. They tell us about life, people, hopes, dreams, hatred, vengeance, murder. I teach a great content area. I use stories to help students understand vocabulary. When I last taught freshmen, the year you were all freshmen, I demonstrated the word literal by telling a story about a time my husband Dan and I were at a store, like a Walmart type store, and we were shopping for something we couldn't find. I was restless, bored, frustrated, hungry. Heading out, walking parallel to a wall of windows, my husband said, "Let's go eat." Those are probably three of my very favorite words. I could even see my car through the window, and I got really excited. Started walking faster, turned immediately when I saw a door and slammed right into it. My husband is laughing. My head hurts. My ego hurts. And he says to me, "English teacher, can't you read?" Well, yes, I can read. The words on the door, I dismissed them. You see, the sign said, "Do not enter." I am not entering anything. You do not enter the great outdoors, you exit a building. My husband said to me, if those words were not intended for you, they wouldn't be facing you. Well, that was a good point. I was being too literal. But still, the sign should have said not an exit. But that's an old story. I wanted to tell you something this morning that you haven't heard before. So I considered all the experiences you are about to face and decided to tell you about a just beginning kind of experience that I faced too many years ago, and I survived it. The experience made me feel like I was living in a gigantic fishbowl, but not like a fish in a fishbowl, more like a trapped, drowning person. That's how student teaching felt. I know you've all had student teachers occasionally, and I'm sure you've all been incredibly supportive and kind, but in case you didn't know, that's not always the case. My story begins with a crabby old university supervisor who explained student teaching like this. We would be assigned a high school. We would teach 3 periods, 2 different grades with 2 different master teachers. We will be watched constantly and formally evaluated several times by her and each master teacher. It will be the hardest thing some of us will ever do. It will be hell. Then she shot me a disdainful look and warned us by scolding me that females who don't wear nylons will be failed. And so began the unlatching of those fiery gates. Already accustomed to mindless submission, I took no particular notice when one master teacher switched me from her 1st to her 5th period. Okay, whatever. Just tell me what to do. Is there a novel we should read? No. How about a research paper? No. A poetry unit? No. Okay, then what? What am I supposed to do with your class? She gave me this itty-bitty book of 5-minute short stories. Wow. I said, what am I supposed to do with the other 50 minutes? She looked at me incredulously and said, discuss. I don't think I can get 50 minutes of discussion out of a 5-minute story. And I don't think she could either. So I added writing assignments every day. They responded to discussion questions, wrote comparison pieces, rewrote stories with new endings from different perspectives. I scrambled so hard to keep their idle hands from the devil's grasp. It was like writing instruction gone wild. Students complained about writer's cramp, some complained about everything. A few were blatantly uncooperative, but my master teacher only gave me sympathy rather than help. One day she mentioned that this was the worst class she had had in years. Now I know why she switched my periods. Eventually, the university supervisor telephoned and asked how things were going, so I told her everything. And she scolded me again. Said I wasn't supposed to have seniors. Nobody can do anything with second semester seniors, and why didn't I say something? Why didn't I speak up? So I spoke up. I said, look lady, you told me I was going to be in hell. I figured I was in the right place. She actually laughed, and I wondered, is this some kind of initiation? What is going on here? And I just gave up. She moved me the next week to a supportive sophomore class, and things got better. But I also had 2 freshman classes who loved the teacher I robbed them of. Don't you hate when a fun teacher is replaced second semester? The teacher I replaced was quirky, amusing. He was an individual who, instead of teaching Wordsworth, Dickinson, Yeats, Keats, Shakespeare, taught his own poetry, sitting in a chair on top of a table, sort of king-like. I wondered, how could I possibly compete with that level of audacity? His students adored him and resented me. They always seemed to be watching for a mistake. Sometimes they wanted the real teacher to regrade an assignment, because of course the student teacher couldn't possibly recognize the excellence in their writing. The daily grind was tough.